You have 1 new message.
I'm looking to buy, so I go to the store and I want to buy another brand of cereal, but there are only 4 brands of cereal. There is Kellogg's, there is General Mills, and the other 2 brands of cereal. And I'm here to tell you about my experiences. There's the Kroger brand. I don't like the Kroger brand. I know it tastes the same, but I feel like they do something to it to make it cheaper. I doubt it's real food. Me as well, but you see, I'm funny. They call me Funny Man because I tell jokes. They call me Mr. Funny Man. I have a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel. You should subscribe and follow those because I'm funny and I tell jokes on those streams. You can call the best of Carson video best of Josh because look at me. They call me man of the hour because I'm the man of the hour. And however many minutes long this video is. Basically, I am not being paid at my job as an intern at the Kroger, and I need the money to pay for my daughter to go to college. She hasn't been born yet, as I don't have a mate. But you know, it's called preparing for the future, which is what I'm doing right now by streaming on Twitch. I'm looking for a mate, preferably of the female gender within the age range of 18 to 20 years old. And I'm looking for a soulmate. I'm looking for any woman's love or affection. Nothing brings me joy anymore, and I believe the cure-all. I just need the lovable woman. I'm such a sad, unbelievably sad person, and I need love in my life, particularly that of a female who has amiable features, well put together structure, and a whole lot of heart, and an affinity for video games. I just want a gamer bride, preferably one that's partnered on Twitch and is verified on Twitter. So you get like the full package. I want her to wear nothing but swimsuits, men's like 1930s men's swimsuits, where they're like black and white stripes all the way up and down. And I want her to marry me the day I meet her in Las Vegas, California. And we're going to go to the place, and Elvis is going to be the person, the guy who gives me my wedding license. My bride will be beautiful in her 1930s men's swimsuit. She's going to be in also one of those 1930s like changing tents that are also on the beach. And there's going to be one of those swimsuit cops as well to make sure her swimsuit is the appropriate length as to not draw the eyes of any unwanted parties, especially the Elvis Presley that's going to be getting us hitched. I'm just looking. So that's my that's my ultimatum. If I don't get that within the allotted time of 3 months, I'm going to stop everything until I get what I so desire. Any women out there who fit the description I have so graciously provided, message me on Instagram. I'll be sure to respond if you are hot. If you're not hot, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You'll know. You'll know if you're not. Anyway, I'm looking for a woman with a strong foundation of concrete and rebar, and like a stone. I need a rock. I need a breadwinner, but I need a lady who will carry me up the stairs and tuck me into bed, and is between the age of 18 to 20 years old and is attractive to my personal specifications. I just want a high five and a slap on the ass from my beautiful bride to be, and then she can have all the money and all the cars. I'm just looking for the love of my life. I'm gonna put an ad in the classifieds. I'm gonna make a Craigslist post. And the ad's going to read, looking for a structurally, the stock market has crashed, the world, in case you didn't know, the Star Wars films are actually based off of the time period of the 1940s, late 1930s, mid 1940s, and the Star Wars films have, because like the Stormtroopers, saga, the National Treasure saga with Nicolas Cage as the main character, whose name I can't remember. I think it was Benjamin. Strength. I need a woman to hold me, and I'm so desperate. Very comprehensively directed, but I have not seen the second National Treasure. The dark nature of the Harry Potter films after the first two. But point is, she can't be into the Harry Potter films. She has to like the National Treasure film. Not seen the film in quite some time. So I'm not a fan of the vacuum cleaner character. Living Toaster's not that great of a plot device. But what can you say? The vacuum cleaner's scary. There's the lamp character. There's the blanket character. I think the blanket character was supposed to be like an electric blanket, because it had like a dial on it. I like the blanket character. The blanket character is really wholesome. And then there's also the toaster character, which I thought was a very cool plot device when I was little, but now that I am at the ripe old age of 36, I gotta say it's not a very good plot device. And critique the brave little toaster with me. That's all I want in a woman. I'm not too into the Dutch. I don't like the Belgians. They did, man, the whole Benelux region in general is kind of weak. None of them have like their own like culture or anything. It's like kind of like discount Germany, right across the channel from the UK. I guess that's pretty cool. But Belgium, it's like half French and half Dutch. I don't even understand. They barely even have any in California, if we're gonna be honest. The Burger King franchise, it's not like you'd think there'd be more of them. I've seen like maybe one, and it was attached to a Walmart. I don't know where you even find them. I don't know if it's like a Midwest or East Coast franchise. It is very important for it to be of the age of 18 to 20 years old. That is probably one of the number one features that is required. But she also has to be very well off financially, so that way if Twitch collapses in on itself, I don't have to go back to work. Quite sure. But you know, there's got to be some way to summon such an ethereal being that is simple for the everyman to do, because obviously many people have done it. I've seen a lot of people with girlfriends, and I just don't know. I don't know how they do it. I don't understand. But anyway, my ad is out there. You can hit me up on the Mick was no longer in the Rocky franchise. I think it was after Rocky 2. but I can't be too certain. Like he could have been in Rocky. I haven't seen Rocky 3. He could be. I know Mr. T's in Rocky 3. But that's really it. I know that Rocky is like, oh, I'm hot shit, and he gets his ass kicked by Mr. T, who's in the he's not in GI Joe. He's in the A Team, which is another media franchise I have never seen, and I'm not sure if it's good. I don't really know anything about it. I don't know a lot about 80s media. I know that Ghostbusters was channels. Same time I unsubscribed from all the political channels because like I used to watch the what's his name? Doug Walker. Huh, what's his name? The Nostalgia Critic. When I was in probably the first year of high school. Official version of Minecraft Pocket Edition on my Kindle Fire. But I would watch from the years of 2009 to 2010. I would watch the Angry Video Game Nerd, and then one time I got in trouble because my parents walked in, and then they had me sit down and watch an episode of the Angry Video Game Nerd with them, which was probably one of the worst experiences of my entire life, and I regret every day, and I remember it so vividly. It's like a mental scar, and I was only around 9 years old at the time. I was in the third grade, and that's like a repressed memory. That was a really bad time. But yeah, I really like the Angry Video Game Nerd. I thought I'd revisit him. Saw the collab with the what's his face, with Doug Walker, and then I watched a Quentin Reviews video on Doug Walker, and I was like, oh man, Doug Walker. He's not a great guy, and so but I hadn't watched Doug Walker for a while up until that point. Um, Economy. What happened with social Darwinism in the 1800s was you had the big corporations like the Standard Oil Company, which would see themselves as like the pinnacle of that specific industry which they occupied. So they would see themselves as the superior force in the market, and they'd see that as their reason for swallowing up smaller businesses. So like for example, what John D. Rockefeller would do. John D. Rockefeller would offer to buy an independent oil refinery for a not a great amount of money, or a good amount of money depending on who it was, but that person might not want to cave. So people are like, oh, well, he's like, well, okay. And he just lowers the price to oil to where everyone's taking it at a loss. But the thing about the Standard Oil Company was because it owned 90% of the oil refining industry, he was able to take that loss for the amount of time that he was doing it, just long enough for the business he was trying to take for, let's say, a couple million to like fail completely and flop. And so then he'd buy that business for maybe a few $1,000s. So that's how John D. Rockefeller did that. But so I was talking about social Darwinism. I was talking about the rant era of YouTube. So I was talking about like people come out on top. Leafy was one of those businesses, got bought out by the Standard Oil Company. That would be H3H3 in this specific situation, which is very strange considering H3's political philosophy and his support of someone like Andrew Yang. Now let's talk about Andrew Yang. Participate in. I buy a lot of DLC for games during the Steam summer sale. And having $1,000 would make it much easier to buy more things on. I want this car. I want this car so bad, but that bike is so much cheaper. Which one are you going to take? Are you going to take the bike or the car? You're going to take the bike. So that's why I'm saying, like, during the Steam sales, you always buy worse products, not because simply because they're cheaper. They're the cheaper option. You could buy the Lamborghini, but the Lamborghini's not on sale because guess who put that on the store? It was like the guys who do like like 2K, who doesn't do anything during the Steam sales. So you buy like a game like Bye Bye Wacky Planet, which is a game in my Steam library that Deluxe. I have SimCity 4 Deluxe in my Steam library. I've opened it one time ever in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days of I think 2013, and it crashed for half an hour, and that is how much playtime I have in that game. And I refuse to install it or play it ever again because like city sim games are trash. They're terrible. No one wants to play them, and if you do, there's like something wrong with you. You gotta have like some like kind of masochist kind of thing going. Because like that's seriously like the same thing as inflicting like bodily harm on yourself as like a joke. You play that game to prank yourself. Yeah.